I have the latest version of the Osprey Farpoint 40 here. In this video, I'll show you the updated features compared to an older version of the bag I purchased in 2015. And if you like comparison videos like this, then please subscribe to our channel and enjoy the video. The Farpoint 40 was one of my first travel backpacks. I used it for a bunch of trips, including one of my first solo trips to Costa Rica. The bag has a comfortable backpack carry system and decent internal organization as long as you're not carrying a laptop. In my 2018 review, I was critical of several design features, particularly this front zipper that doesn't extend the entire length of the bag, which makes the main compartment difficult to pack. I also wasn't a huge fan of the fabric flap that covers the zipper, the location of the laptop sleeve in the front compartment, or these tiny water bottle pockets. Osprey has made some updates to the bag since my 2015 model, and I'll show you the updated features side by side with my old version, and give you my updated thoughts on the pack after owning it for 4 years. This gray Farpoint is the older version of the bag I purchased in 2015, and the red version is the newer update. As far as I can tell, the exterior material is exactly the same, with this 600 denier polyester front, with 210 denier on the sides and the front of the bag. Some of the trim and the sewing patterns are slightly different. They used a hexagon ripstop instead of the square ripstop, but it's basically the exact same bag. The logos are slightly different, with the typical Osprey logos all over the bag, on the sides and the top handles. They did change this front logo design slightly, but it's really not that much different. The zippers are identical. They have large number 10, 8, and number 5 YKK zippers with a locking zipper on the main compartment and the laptop compartment. The hardware is mostly the same. Almost all of the buckles and adjusters are exactly the same on the new version. They use a combination of YKK, Duraflex, and this ITW brand. About the only significant difference in the buckles is the size of the hip belt strap, the main strap that goes across your hip, and it's still YKK brand on both of them, but you can see this one on the red bag here, the newer version is significantly smaller. The biggest upgrades to the external features is the water bottle pocket and the front slash pocket. One of my biggest complaints on the original Farpoint was the size of these front-facing water bottle pockets. And you can see on the original version how small these things are. They made them quite a bit larger in the update, but I still think they're a little bit too small. Your water bottle is much less likely to fall out, but the bungee material still isn't very tight. It works pretty good for these larger 1-liter water bottles, which I think is what they designed it for. But anything smaller, like this 27 ounce, isn't gonna stay in there very well. The front slash pocket is much bigger in the update, which I like because of the lack of the organization in the front compartment. You rely on the slash pocket more for storing the small items, like sunglasses, mesh bags, small pouches for electronics and cords. And you can see, it's easier to see on the inside of the bag, this big pouch here is the front slash pocket. And you can see it's probably a good 50% bigger in this green updated version. Unfortunately, Osprey didn't make any changes to the front compartment other than changing the fabric color to this bright green material. It has the same large compartment with a zippered mesh pocket, and then the padded laptop sleeve has the same design. It's the same size with the same amount of padding. This is the biggest complaint that most people have about the design on this Farpoint. You can see having this laptop pocket located in this front compartment makes it really stick out from the bag. I have this thing packed pretty full right now, and especially its top corners, the bag pushes against your laptop and forces these corners out and basically provides no protection for your laptop up here. This padded sleeve really needs to be located on the back behind the backpack straps. They made significant changes to the backpack carry system in the new version, especially in the thickness of the shoulder straps. They're about 50% wider with a much thicker, firmer foam padding. It's the same thing with the hip belts. They're basically the same design, but just wider and with thicker padding. The back padding is basically the same thickness, but the newer version has this thin air mesh that gives it a little bit better air ventilation. Another major difference is the location of the shoulder straps. On the old version, they start on the top of the pack, while in the updated version, they start several inches down. In this previous version, with the straps located on top of the bag here, there's a slight gap between your shoulder and the back of the backpack. Doesn't make that much of a difference, but it does put slightly more pressure on the front of your shoulders. You don't really need to adjust these load lifters too much because the bag actually forms to your back pretty good. And then the updated version, this is without the load lifters tightened on the back, and you can see it kind of sits a little bit farther from your back because the straps start a little bit farther down. But because they start farther down, you can see the strap actually conforms to your shoulder starting way down here in the back. So the backpack straps are touching your shoulder almost the entire length of the strap, which helps distribute the weight a little bit better along your shoulders. And then because the straps are so much farther down, you actually need to use the load lifters quite a bit more in this bag to get the top of it a little bit closer to your bag. And you can see how much of a difference that makes in the carry of it. But the one weird thing about this bag is because you need to tighten these load lifters so much, it actually causes the backpack straps to kind of stay in this permanently open curve position. So it's not really a big deal, but it does mean that when you transfer this into backpack carry mode, you do kind of have to adjust and readjust these load lifters a little bit. The interior packing style on the new version is exactly the same. They both have the large main compartment with the two internal compression straps. They both kind of have this weird space on the bottom of the bag that's kind of hard to pack because this main zipper doesn't open all the way. And they both have the same top opening lid with this large zippered mesh pocket. After owning this bag for over 4 years and reviewing a ton of backpacks over this last year, I realized that some of the design features I was critical about are actually not that bad, and Osprey does a really good job with the design features that really matter. Like the comfortable backpack straps, they're well padded and easy to adjust. This bag comes in 4 size options for different torso lengths, and the Farpoint has great 40-liter capacity and carry-on dimensions for a majority of airlines. Osprey, however, didn't make any upgrades in the laptop compartment. It's in a really poor location in the front compartment. It doesn't offer much protection for your laptop, especially in the top corners. And they haven't extended the length of the zipper on this main opening front compartment. It's not that big of a deal, but it does make it difficult to pack the bottom section of the main compartment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on the Osprey Farpoint 40, the new updated version, then let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions. And again, if you like videos like this, bag reviews, bag comparisons, update videos, then please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.